we are competing with ourselves. Hello, you good people. Amy, say hello to those good people.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Hello.
Sorry about that, folks. No, I'm not sorry about that. Hello, you good people, and welcome to 5 Minutes Live. That's right. It's an exclusive, special, automatic, totally insane, and absolutely partying version of 5 Minutes with Robert and Amy Nasir and you, and thank you for joining us. We are glad to see you already got some of our favorite people in the chat. And today is Sunday, May 28th. That's right. We're at the lake. We're live at the lake. Robert and Amy and you at the lake. Sunday, May 28th, the 148th day of this, your best year yet. Is this not the best year yet? Come on. Okay. It looks like a lake party with no people. Trust me, you will see the people. They will show up. Well, we've got the neighbors back there already.
We're here.
Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you for that, you good people. Yes, the 140th day of the year. You've got 217 days left to make it. So if this is not your best, it is your best year yet. 211 days until Christmas. Get on that Christmas shopping. 156 days until Halloween. And despite appearances, there are still 24 days left until summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Sorry about our Aussie friends. We'll get to you. Enjoy your winter coming up. And on this date, May 28th, this was the day that Irene Cara, who sang that sexy theme to the film Flashdance, what a feeling, reached #1 with that hit.
Sweet.
What's so cool about that? That goes into our theme today of Celebrate. Irene Cara, prior to that, sang the theme song for the film Fame, starred in the film Fame, one of your favorite films, right, Amy?
That's when it all started for me. Debbie Allen is my very first hero when I was 4 years old, and check her out. She's still living, actually, and still dancing.
Darn right. Incidentally, a theme song co-written by the father of disco, Giorgio Moroder. If you don't know Giorgio Moroder, if you ever wondered who was behind those funky disco rhythms of the early Donna Summer songs, all Giorgio Moroder, who incidentally is still with us, still alive, that Italian composer, the father of disco. Also a happy birthday to Kylie Minogue. I told you we would get back to you Australians. Yes, it is Kylie Minogue's birthday today. She is 55 years young, looking damn good for 55 years old. Singer, dancer. We got to talk about singing and dancing today. We're going to keep returning to this theme. Singer, dancer, actress, breast cancer survivor, and we know we've got a few of you in the audience. Is this a great time to be alive or what? Man, that used to be terminal, and I'm sorry to those of you, and I've had friends and family too who have lost people to that, but things just keep getting better. Happy birthday, Kylie Minogue. And finally, John, do you want to be on camera?
Sure, why not?
It is Happy Hamburger Day.
Happy Hamburger!
This is the day to have a hamburger, to celebrate a hamburger, to celebrate ground beef. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Very good. John is the man who is responsible for the hamburgers today. John is the man who is responsible for the lake today. This lake party is courtesy of the man, John.
Well, the hand of God created it in just moments this morning. So.
And those of you who know that great band, that famous band, that #1 hits across the charts band, Ron Toole and the Capitalists. This is the mastermind and the voice behind Ron Toole and the Capitalists.
Woo!
Okay, thank you.
John, you're the best. Thank you for making this possible, plausible, believable, all the above things.
Well, I think believable is in the eye of the beholder. Plausible is, I don't know.
Well, I'd be holding you responsible for all of this.
You're always holding me responsible. Are you done with me?
I am done with you. Thank you, John.
What lake are we on?
What lake are we on?
Oh, Gail Winans Lake.
Gail Winans Lake.
Yes.
See?
Of Winan newspapers.
There you go.
Yes.
Of the banner, as a matter of fact.
That's right, because in the Fountainhead Part 2, there was a happy ending for Gail.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Serve Ellsworth Toohey a chicken sandwich with a lot of bones. See you later.
Yes, it really
Thank
is.
You, John.
It really is. And yes, John was the chef at the grill today. It really is Hamburger Day. If you got them, eat them. If you don't got them, go get one. There's all sorts of restaurants out there, if you look around on that internet thing, of people who are doing discounts, like cheap hamburgers. If you're cheap, or just, frugal like me, find yourself a hamburger. The term hamburger originally derives from Hamburg, the second largest city in Germany. However, there is no certain connection to be found with the city. There is a 1758 cookbook with hamburgers in it. And the final story about hamburgers is White Castles. we've said it before on a couple of these shows, Amy and I, we need to go get White Castle. Well, they use them in their commercials, a craving for things. White Castles are the worst, but we crave them. We've got to go back, satisfy that itch, and then we'll be good for a couple more years. Well, it turns out White Castles first opened in 1921. I'm talking to the studio audience here, which is not a studio, but is definitely an audience. Opened in 1921. Well, that's like just a couple of years after the First World War. It turns out part of the reason why White Castle called their sliders, besides the fact that they slide so deliciously down your gullet, is that people didn't like hamburgers because of Hamburg, Germany. We just got over World War I, so sliders were very popular. So a huge shout out to White Castle 1921.
Shout out, except we're also just moments away from a town or township called Hamburger.
You're broadcasting from Hamburg Township.
Oh, this is Hamburg Township, technically. Happy Hamburger Day from Hamburg Township, where they make hamburgers here.
Germany has redeemed itself in the last 110 years, whatever it was. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm just trying to bring up the chat here to make sure I'm not missing any.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here on my phone.
Have you got the YouTube or the Facebook?
It's the YouTube.
You got the YouTube. Let me see if I can get up the I'm sorry about that, folks. We've got a few folks on Facebook, a few folks on YouTube. We got to make sure we're not missing out on any of our many delightful, we have a fan base that numbers in the several, so we've got to make sure that we fully cover all of this tasty goodness. Well, let's go to this week. What happened this week?
Yeah, well, we've got something going on here. I think you're...
Oh, yeah, I think we have more action on Facebook than we do on
Yep.
YouTube. Hello, Jim Ashley. And he points out Giorgio Moroder also composed the film score for Midnight Express, co-wrote the score for The Never-Ending Story with Klaus Doldinger. Yes, Giorgio Moroder was amazing. And the tech, the high tech, I mean, nowadays we listen to it and it sounds like a $15 cheap sequencer that you would order from Amazon.com, but the things they did with synthesizers back then, too cool. So yes, thank you for that additional information. Oh my gosh, Suzanne Dunklin is in the chat. Hello, Suzanne. Susie, how are you doing? So, let me set that down for a minute because I got to get to this week. What happened this week? Well, last night we went camping. We posted pictures. You were jealous.
Yes.
You wanted to be there, right?
We Facebook Lived, as a matter of fact, some historical properties of Etzel Forge.
Because we have no respect for privacy or security, and at some point you are going to steal our identity and make our lives miserable. But we've got to share. We've got to share it with you.
It was worth it.
Yes. If anybody wants to get on camera, feel free to come and harass us. But yes, one lake last night, another lake tonight. This is the life.
Oh, it looks like we've got a friend here.
All right.
I'm the only black guy here.
Oh, we love you. We love you. Ernie.
Well, literally.
I
didn't even notice.
I was going to say, well, some of us have got a little soul at least, but probably not.
Yes. The only black guy here who sings the best Jethro Tull cover songs.
Yeah, if you're in Southeast Michigan, you probably already know who Ernie Douglas is. But if you are in Southeast Michigan and you don't yet know who Ernie Douglas is,
Say my real name.
Ernie Douglas.
Ernie. Fucking.
Ernie.
for a family show. Okay, I'll make this one R-rated. Ernie fucking Douglas.
There you
These
go.
people have never heard me swear before. I've always said profanity should be reserved for the battlefield.
No, you said fug, not the other word.
Sure, that's what I said. That's right. Profanity should be reserved for the battlefield and the bedroom.
Yes.
But it's all good. This week, real quick, yes, we went camping. Yes, we had good times. Yes, we shared it on the social networks where everybody can see it. And now you're going to steal our... Who would steal our identity? You want to be me? Have you seen my bank account? But you do what you do. You do what works for you. Also this week, 2 other podcasts. I did an episode of Keeping It Real with James Valliant, but it wasn't just James Valliant. If you didn't see that episode, see it, because then you'll get to see Jonathon Hoenig, and you'll get to see Nicolas Krusek, and you'll get to see Quent and Linda Cordair, and you'll get to see Kirk Barbera. And it was really cool. Special guest, special episode, 55 and then 50 episodes of that. That's what happened there.
Quite an achievement, Robert.
And then what happened on Thursday?
Thursday, we met with Gene Moroney, the impresario, life coach, and basically organizer of all things psychology. And it was a great talk, and it was well received. You should definitely check it out. ARC UK. That was Thursday. Life on Earth, and I was special guest.
You were special. Well, you were special host. Yeah,
Oh,
you
special.
co-hosted with me.
Yes, that's true.
Normally, you only do these Sunday shows. But
Yes.
Amy was there Thursday too. Watch that show.
I want to give a shout out to Robin, who messaged me afterwards, a very nice note, and thank you so very much. I always appreciate it when I can and reach out and touch somebody. So I think that's what happened. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I'm doing a quick refresh here. And that's what happened this week. Also this week, we watched the series finale of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, that was awesome.
Does she die at the end?
Yes.
What are you talking about? Everybody dies at the end.
In the end.
Oh, in the end of the show! Oh, no. Well, I'm not going to say, because I'm not going to spoil it for you. You totally should watch that with zero spoilers.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
It was very
Awesome
good.
show. I got to
Very
admit,
good.
I thought they could have left out the last scene in the show, but I get why it worked for that show. But, you know, I love a happy end. Doesn't everybody want a happy ending?
Yeah, it
I
was
love a
sweet.
happy ending, and it was pretty happy ending. But it was well earned. I hate a happy ending that comes too easy. It was well earned, well deserved. Might not have ended the way you think that it's going to end, or maybe it did. If you haven't been watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, well, there you go. You've got 5 seasons of something awesome to watch.
Yes.
This week is going to be the series finale of Ted Lasso, one of my other favorite. You have been watching Ted Lasso? Man, you got to fix that.
Oh my gosh, John.
That's all right. You've got
You need
something
to do
great
this.
to look forward to. You will watch that and you will say, how did I not see this? Series finale is coming up. If you are one of those insiders, and we know a few who already know how it ends,
Yes.
do not
Shut
tell
your
us.
mouth.
It's like going to watch Search. What's
Yeah, it's
that?
on Apple.
Apple?
Yes.
Ted Lasso is Apple TV.
Yes.
Yes. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is Amazon. Man, you got to sign up for all this. I'm going to keep it G-rated now. It's crap to see all these shows, but totally worth it. And you're the kind of people who are smart enough, sharp enough, organized enough that after it's over, you just cancel the
enough.
service. You're like, you paid for a month of it. You got to watch 15 different episodes, and you turn it off. It's all good. And hey, I want these people to make money, so they keep doing these things, so I keep getting every damn thing I want, and so do you. So, yes, definitely, if you haven't been watching Ted Lasso, catch up before Wednesday, and then watch the series finale and let us know what you think, what you thought of that. Common denominator in all of this. What is the common denominator in all of this stuff?
Values are primary.
Values are primary.
I'm
We
just,
are here to live a life. We're not just here. We're not just here to fight evil. We're here to live a life. We're not just here to not die. We're here to actually live. But no, what I was going to say also was the common denominator is dance and sing and do all the things that you watch people do on TV. And you're, well, I can't sing, man. I'm just not a singer. Well, to hell with that. Get in the shower and sing. Get in your car. Crank that radio up and sing. And believe me, I am just as guilty of this as anyone, because dance. Get out there and dance. I haven't been dancing. We told you, we took dance lessons. We went to the place, the
Arthur Murray.
Arthur Murray.
Yes.
Maybe we should have gone to Fred Astaire. Those seem to be the 2 big ones. We went to Arthur Murray. I learned 4 steps, 4 dances. Well, 4 steps, which is like a tiny fraction of any given dance. But I learned it. I need to practice it. If you're like that, or if you're already a dancer but you haven't been dancing, get out there and dance. If you're a guitar player, grab your guitar. And it doesn't matter if your guitar sounds like this. Play that guitar, sing those songs, do that dancing, find a lake, and one of your friends who is foolish enough to invite you to his soiree, get out there and do those things. My gosh.
Yes.
So much doom and gloom. And here's why it came up. Why did it come up? Well, it came up for a lot of reasons. But we were listening to the esteemed philosopher Harry Binswanger.
You all know Harry
You've got to be really good at philosophy to get away with having a last name Binswanger and people still respect you. But he is that good. And he did a show this morning. He does a thing you actually have to pay for. It's expensive but worth it, called Meeting of the Minds, and his topic this morning was, why hasn't the world ended yet?
Yeah. Why?
Now, Harry
Why am I still
Binswanger
here?
he's an objectivist. He's an admirer of the philosophy of Ayn Rand. And just like a lot of other people, but with better reasons, the objectivist community has been convinced, not the whole community, but a lot of us, have been convinced the end of the world's right around the corner. This is it. Okay, we thought that when Clinton got elected. And before that, we thought that when we were under Jimmy Carter. And since Clinton, we thought that Obama was going to end the country. Why hasn't... Oh, and for you folks on the left, we thought that when George Bush was going to end the world by dropping bombs on Iraq, nuclear Armageddon, and the same thing under Donald Trump, and pick your poison. Now, I have strong opinions about Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And people, they're splashing. They're in the lake splashing. This is what matters.
I love it.
Point is, there's all sorts of bad mojo out there, bad juju. There's evil in the world. There are bad things happening. But not as much as there's good stuff going on. What's the evidence for that? How do I know?
Burgers!
Burgers!
Yay, White Castle.
Parties at the lake, White Castles.
Get back to that.
Every good thing.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Damn right. See, the problem is good news. Good news? Good news isn't news. Good news is an oxymoron. If things are going well, it's not news. Nothing needs to be done. You don't need to know. You don't need to change your routine because it's good. You wake up in the morning, you put on your clothes, you go to work, you do a good job, you come home, you have dinner, you make love to your wife twice, and that's what happens every day, all day. Well, when we were younger, and in our own small way, we carry on that tradition. But that's not news, even though that's 97% of what happens all day, every day. What makes the news? Hey, important stuff that's got to make the news. There's stuff out there we got to fight. There's stuff out there we got to prepare for, or at least insure ourselves against. We got to prep for. We got to manage our finances. But that's the smaller part of what's going on out there. That's not the stuff. That is not what you are here for, he said in an angry voice that seems to contradict the benevolence that he's trying to put out there.
I didn't catch that. Say it slower.
Maybe you better say it for me. That is not what you are here for. Boy, that doesn't even match those chords.
That sounded nice.
It
Well,
sounded
thank
nice.
you. The guitar sounds better than I do. My whole theme for the week is benevolence. And I don't just mean be nice to each other. I mean the world, by its nature. Look up Benevolent Universe premise. By its nature, the world is a good place. There can be enough people screwed up. It is possible for there can be enough people screwed up to believe the wrong stuff, the wrong ideas, that you can have a World War I, a World War II, Russia invading Ukraine. Bad things can happen. Yes, sir. Ernie Douglas.
I think if everyone spent an hour a day naked and shook hands, we'd be in a better place.
If
Oh,
everybody
that's
spent an
great.
hour naked and shook hands.
Everybody gets to see Ernie naked.
Woo!
Robert's show.
That,
You know,
that's just undeniable.
That's why.
We're going to try that today, but maybe some
Well.
other time, Ernie.
Well, that's why people are right now.
I
Oh,
think more than hands are going to get shook.
so but then no, that's why people are so nice in Japan. Is because everybody gets naked and they go into the onsen.
The onsen.
And
the
they
public
sit.
baths.
They sit around and they're like, yes, this is normal. So.
You can't be mad at someone who's naked.
You ain't seen some of the naked people I've seen. But the message remains valid.
We have a
So what's going on in the
question.
chat?
Okay, Lisa says we need to go camping more often, more outdoor shows perhaps. Yes, that sounds nice. Just so you know, if you didn't catch my Chew live Facebook videos from the other day, just go to my wall on Facebook. We have a little bee visiting us.
Yes.
We have a special guest, the bee.
Hello, little yellow bee. You should probably go.
And also,
Yeah.
so he knows he's a camera hog.
My guitar is buzzing.
Yeah, and so Bonnie says, can Amy please tell us about her shirt?
Tell us about your shirt.
Okay, this is a cute shirt, isn't it? It says 1977.
It is a cute shirt.
It's got a little kitty like a Halloween cat, which is great. And how many days until Halloween again?
How many days until Halloween? I will give you that answer in uno momento, little Spanish language there, because I am a man about the world. It is 156 days
That's
until
it.
Halloween.
You got to figure out where you're going to be for Halloween. And then up here it says X. Well, now that X is not 10 in Roman numeral.
So what is the X for?
It's X the band. So it's from 1977. This is when they formed.
On my side.
Somebody in the
Something
chat
like
wants
that.
to know, how much has Robert had?
Nothing.
I've had
No.
it all. Whatever there is to be had, I have had it.
Alex says 6 beers, and no, he hasn't had anything, folks. I actually had a half of a beer myself. But anyway, so the Band X, yeah, look them up, from 1977, a punk rock band from Los Angeles. Great band, especially the song Hungry Wolf. Look it up. There you are.
I am the Hungry Wolf. Oh, see? John can do it a cappella.
Not quite.
Very nice. Jim Ashley says, forget G, let's go for NC-17. He is always trying to bring that on. That guy. You know, these young feisty guys are always going for the adult content.
Young feisty guys.
I guess we could go skinny dipping. We do have a lake here. But I'm going to save all of you that. And Linda Cordair is on hand and says, hi, Linda, you are the art goddess.
Yay!
And so I will
Linda.
say, as I always do, visit Cordair.com, Cordair.com, just because it's much more beautiful than the kinds of things that I think Jim has got in mind to bring us to NC-17, even though Facebook has occasionally seen Cordair.com content and said, oh no, you can't show that on our social network. I mean, it's just that tone of voice when you read it, you can tell.
It's just naked marble people. That's all, folks.
Naked marble people.
Yeah,
it's
and
art.
Alex, aka Equal to Reality, is I am almost finished with Pinker's Better Angels of Our Nature, and on the whole, the world is slowly getting more peaceful.
It is.
That's great.
Now I've got to put it out there. The economy right now is in the toilet. I mean, it's not quite 2007 yet, but it very well could get worse than that. Could get bad. I hope that whatever financial decisions, whatever things you're doing, you kind of protected yourself from that to some degree, or you're just ready for a little pain. It's not like everything's getting better all the time, but overall.
Yeah, well, I think what's going to happen, and I'm going to start doing more letter writing to my politicians and just say, and also I want to write some letters to charities, for instance, United Way or whoever it is, and just say, hey, listen, you're going to have to be ready, because at some point the government's not going to be able to pay out all of those, for the Medicare and the Medicaid and all of the welfare.
But you know what they're going to do when they run out of money, right?
Well, they'll print more, but eventually they're not going to have any because we'll have inflation.
What will happen is they will keep cutting payments and cutting benefits.
Yeah, well,
it's
but
never going to end.
It's not going to be fast enough. So at some point, the charities are going to have to kick in and help people.
Well, when they cut benefits enough,
yeah,
private solutions will need to come to the fore.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
but
anyway,
Social Security will never end.
What's going to happen?
Until it's basically phased out. And we won't even get into the politics. But Amy is right that there is a natural progression.
But again, the world's not going to end.
No, and the economy will get worse. And then what's going to happen is it's going to get better.
Oh, is it?
Now, there have been times. I mean, those of you who lived through the 1970s, I won't say I'm that old, but I'm that old. And those of you who've lived through the 1970s know how bad it can get.
Yeah.
And people who saw a little bit of that, the late 1980s, the malaise of the early 90s, which got George Sr. thrown out of office, and no new taxes, read my lips. And then, of course, the 2007 financial crisis. We've seen this before, and we will see it again, and this won't be the last time. The economy is cyclical. But we'll get through it.
Yes, we will.
And as Equal to Reality is reading, by and large, most measures have improved. Some have declined, and those will rebound too. Don't know how soon, don't know how long. And when bad things happen, it is bad. I don't mean to minimize any of that. The world, find our episode of Life on Earth. There's an episode called, Where's My Flying Car? And we'll tell you all about, yes, some things are getting worse. Some things are for the worst. But overall, things are getting better. And people are still going to the lake, having a party, and playing music. And it's not all depressing music. No, it's good, happy music. So, you know what to do. Sing. I can't sing. Sing anyway. Dance. Well, I can't dance, but dance anyway. Do those things. It may not be singing. It might not be dancing. It may be romancing. It may be hiking. It might be bicycling. It might be whatever it is. You know what your passions are. Live those passions. Read the news just enough to know what's going on. Be aware of what's going on out there just enough to protect yourself from it. Get out there and live your best life.
And I also want to mention, let's honor and commemorate those who have given us their all for Memorial Day. Those people who are still in service.
Good point. In the United States, and I know we're worldwide, for example, Equative Realities in the UK, but I know you can appreciate this anyway. We do honor tomorrow and really throughout the whole weekend those who have chosen military service. And God forbid, before the 1970s, a time when some people didn't have a choice about military service, but did give their all and did their best. And many didn't make it back, and some of the ones who made it back in a condition we can only sympathize with, and we honor them, we honor their work, we honor their loyalty to the cause, we honor what they've done for all of us throughout this weekend.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yes. Oh.
I was waving to Jetto.
Oh.
All right, well, it sounds like we need to get back to the party at hand. We have interrupted these good people long enough, not that we've really stopped them, but a few people are sitting here looking at us saying, when are they going to be done? So, thank you for joining us. I'm not going to do the usual show wrap other than to say we appreciate that you're here. If you have any questions about what we do, go to robertnasir.com. You find all the information. You find out how to throw money at us, which is really important because I know that's something that you want to do. And yes, sir, John.
We close it out with the Star Spangled Banner a la carte.
John, incidentally, if you've seen Ron Toole and the Capitalist videos, you may think, well, he's kind of a punk singer and kind of a folk singer. John is also an accomplished singer of opera and other fine arts.
Yes.
So yes, by all means, John, give it to us.
You gonna join us?
Yeah.
Give us the first note.
I guess A.
There we go.
Do A?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Happy Memorial Day to all those who served and died. Thank you.
You are the best.